I'm going to do a quick demo for the poster. Some of you are confused on how to put it together. I'm just going to do a really quick demo. Going to grab some images off Google. You can create your own if you want. So the first part will be getting images. The second part will be putting together a poster. So I'm just going to go to Google Chrome, or you use whatever browser you want. And I'm going to go to Google. And let's say I already did some sketches and I kind of have an idea what I'm going to do just from some of the ideas you gave me, but I'm going to look for nuclear explosions. I'm going to do the bad show. And when you're in Google, one of the things you want to look for are the best resolution images you can find. Now, as a learning tool, you do not have to give credit for the artist, or you do not have to buy the images, but I would give credit to the artist or the photographer or whoever created the image at the bottom of your poster if I were you, just to make sure that it's safe. But when I go look for images, I'm going to go under more search tools and I'm going to look for large to medium size images, because the higher the resolution, the better quality the image is going to look like once you put it in your poster. And I'm just kind of looking at some really cool images, and I really like this one right off the bat. And you can see the size right here. This one's a little bit larger. Looks like the same image actually, and I'm going to go ahead and use that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click it. This is just a preview, and then I'm going to view the image. There it is, and I'm just going to go save image as, and I'm just going to create a new folder. I'm just going to call it poster. Always keep your images and elements all in one folder, so I'll keep that. And then I'm going to look for I want a really cool like gas mask, and again it should be large, and I want something kind of illustrative. That looks pretty good. So again, I'm going to view the image. You don't want to use the small one. Save image as, put it there. Okay. And I have a file that has I think there's a couple logos that go with this. I already have a file open that has that from another student, so I'm just going to kind of borrow them from that. But you should have the other poster. I guess it was from week 5, where you kind of rearrange some of the layers. So you should have those logos, and I'll show you how to place those. Okay. Matter of fact, I might have those here somewhere. Might be. Yeah, let's see. I might have. This is from a student, and guys, when I open up Photoshop documents, sometimes if I do not have the fonts, then I can't open up the actual typography. So that's why I sent that link showing you how to save it as a JPEG to send to me. But what I'm looking for here is that logo and that logo right there, those two logos. So I'll use this as, I'm just going to glean those logos off there for my poster. So I can just leave that open. Okay. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is start a new document. And you can't see, but I'm in Photoshop, and I'm going to File, New Document. And I'm just going to make it whatever size you want to start at. I'm going to make mine, I don't know, I'm going to make it 16 by 24. Usually a poster is taller than it is wide, and I'm going to work at 150. You can see my file size is 33 meg. If we were actually going to print this, we'd probably work at a higher res, but I'm going to work at 150, and I'm going to go with a white background. Okay, so I'm just starting a new document, 16 by 24, 150 DPI, CMYK color. We can work on RGB. It'll save us a little file size. See it right there. And I'm going to leave my content set to white. I could use any background color, but I like starting with white. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to open up my first image, which is going to be, again, always know where your files are. I'm going to use this image as my background, so I'm going to open it. Now, a couple different ways you can get this image into this image right here. But here's how I'm going to do it, is I'm going to select all. I'm up in Photoshop, select all, and edit, copy. So I'm just going to copy it out of that document and paste it, edit, paste into this one. And you'll see that it puts it on a separate layer. And this is why we really want the highest resolution images we can get, because that's pretty low res for this size poster, but I'm going to go ahead and use it anyways, and you'll see as I get it larger what happens. It's not the best resolution. It'll probably work, but you know, I'd would have liked to have it a little more higher resolution. Okay, I'm not really going to take off for that, but try to find, you know, nice quality images. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to open up my gas mask image. Okay, and I really want to kind of select just that gas mask part. But here's, if you're a beginner, this is probably going to be the easiest thing for you to do, is to do it this way. I'm just going to select that part of that mask, and I'm going to copy that, and I'll go ahead and close it out because I don't need it anymore, and I don't need this one anymore. And edit, paste. Okay, as I paste, you can see that it's adding layers over here. Okay, and just I'm going to scale that. I'm holding my shift key to, oops, let me go to edit, undo there. Not sure exactly what happened there. Looks like it used a transform that I did not want to apply. Okay, now I'm going to scale this up, holding my shift key down so it doesn't go out of proportion. Somewhere right around there probably work. I need to be a little bit smaller. And I sent an email earlier today talking about live matter area. I'll talk about that here in just a second. Computer's running really slow right now. So usually when we're working with something like this, like a poster, I really want to stay within about a ½ inch of the edge. Okay, you can kind of see my mask is actually working in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and save this. Save often in Photoshop because it will crash on you given the chance. So I'll just call it poster. And I'm going to leave it in layers, and it is a PSD. You can see it right there, Photoshop, PSD. Hit save. Alright, let me get these other logos in there. Let me show you how to do this. Pretty easy. Basically, guys, notice I have these two check boxes on. Now what that's going to allow me to do is to auto-select any layer in any document, and it'll show the transform tools, which are these little things right here. That way I can see exactly what layer I'm selecting. So really the best thing, and I don't know why they don't turn them on by default, turn those two on. Okay, so I'm just going to click that, and I'm just going to drag it over here, and it should pop in there. There it is, right there. Okay, so you can open up any document and pull anything in from any other document you want. And I'm just going to enlarge that a tad. There we go. Always hit enter to accept it. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And I should have it still open over here. And I'm going to get that one. Okay, with those two turned on, I'm going to be able to just select it like that and drag it over here. And sometimes it takes a couple times to get it to work right. There it goes. Enlarge that a little bit. Again, the secret to that, seeing those transforms are right there. Click those two on. That'll help you out a little bit. And I'm just going to stick this up here. Kind of like that. So you will need the two logos on there as well. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to cut that mask out. I'm going to take the background out. Now for beginners, this is probably going to be the easiest thing for you to do, is to use the eraser tool. And I'm just going to select that layer and get the eraser. Now the eraser, I'm going to use a really small brush. I don't know, you can kind of see the size there. And the hardness, meaning how hard is the brush. You can see the difference here. Oops, let me step backward. I'm going to set the opacity to 100. That means it's going to erase 100% of those pixels. See it right there? Okay. So I could go in and do it this way. Just go in and start erasing around. Okay, you can kind of see the background in there. Or another way to do this is to use this polygon tool, which works pretty well, or the lasso tool, as long as you go slow. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now you can see the line there. My computer's moving kind of slow, and I'm just going to kind of click around. Okay, my computer's running really slow right now. So what I would do is just do a little bit at a time. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Yours should probably run a little faster. It's because I'm recording some time here. And then you can hit delete. So I could just go around the whole mask and kind of do that. Okay. All right. So that's the first part of the video. And then coming up, I'm going to show you, I'm going to go ahead and outline the rest of that mask using a number of different techniques. Use your eraser tool, use the polygon lasso tool, get really close selections, or if you're really good, you could use the pen tool to make a selection. So more advanced users can use that. Any way you want to go in and select that, you could use the magnetic lasso tool as well. It works pretty good sometimes depending on what you're trying to select. So you can try that. Works pretty good. All right, so I'm going to come back and I'll show you the rest of it. I'm going to add some type to it and that kind of thing when we get back to the rest of the video.